Bad Monkey is a new Apple TV Plus series starring Vince Vaughn. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Apple TV Plus. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. A former Miami Police Department member turned health inspector, Andrew Yancy, investigates a case involving a human arm. He navigates through eccentric characters and unexpected challenges, all while dealing with his own personal struggles. Vince Vaughn is a very interesting actor for me. There's a point in my life where I thought he was a very terrible actor, just rambling on with a lot of his dialogue, very unnecessary. But on the other hand, there's a lot of movies that I watched with him in it as a teenager that I absolutely love, like Dodgeball and Wedding Crashers. But within this series, he is really good. Yes, a lot of his rambling on and his extended jokes and some of his unnecessary dialogue plays throughout this series. But that's what makes him so likable within the series, as he is a dedicated Miami Police Department member and he takes matters into his own hand a lot of times, going against other people's back to do what he thinks is the right thing. And that eventually leads to him being a health inspector, but also trying to investigate this arm that was found in the water, and that leads to him trying to find out who it belonged to, and then eventually just that whole case spiraling out of control and him taking matters into his own hand. The character that Vince Vaughn plays, Andrew Yancy, I really do feel that motivation, and I feel that he is dedicated to his job. And he meets Natalie Martinez's character as she is a coroner, and they spark up this relationship and she gets more involved with this case. But he is able to put himself in this situation and buy people's trust immediately with his likable charm and how he is able to strike up these conversations with people and get the information that he needs. And that calls for this character to have quick conversations and have unnecessary details about things, because that allows for this character to feel like he can be trustworthy and likable, and plays that up very well throughout the series. 10 episodes. This series does a great job of building this mystery and this case for Andrew Yancy, as it's just one arm. But then it leads to the wife of the husband and peeling back those characters, going years in the past and how it led to our current event. It's a case that keeps on building as we get more and more characters involved. The investigation aspect to it becomes more intense as the series goes along. But focused on this case, Andrew and Rosa, they spend more time together and have a really genuine relationship that I like seeing develop throughout the series. She's in a rough spot in her life where she doesn't feel like she's happy, and he's a character that is very bubbly and very upbeat about things, and that brings out the happiness for her, and I like seeing that developed relationship. We have a great supporting cast in here with Michelle Monaghan and Meredith Hagner and Zach Braff and Rob Delaney that add a lot to these 10 episodes. Michelle Monaghan's going through her own personal trauma and she has a complicated relationship with Andrew Yancy. Rob Delaney and Meredith Hagner, they're very eccentric characters and play a big part within this series. Now, there are some characters that I feel like just didn't have enough time to flourish. And one of them is Ronald Pete, who plays Neville. He's a character on an island that has the monkey that we see on the poster and within the trailers. He's a character I did find to be interesting, but since the series is focused heavily on Andrew Yancy and this case and this arm, it doesn't allow for a lot of dedication to Neville. I feel like he is a pretty unique character, but there's just not much about him that really stands out within these 10 episodes. But I became hooked with this case immediately, as characters were very shady and it added for a lot of intensity to this case as it went along. But it came clear for Andrew Yancy to solve this case. Even if it meant for him turning in his gun and his badge, he was going to do what he could to solve this case. And Rosa became more interested in the case, and she felt like this was a mission for her, something for her to do, as she became really bored with her job and really was unhappy. And that allowed for that character to grow and get out of her shell and have fun. There is a lot of narration in here, and at times it allows for us to understand these characters a little better, and at times it felt like it was a little much, like there was a heavy amount of exposition and trying to feed us the information about these characters. I thought at times it worked in subtle ways, and at times it seemed like it was very heavy. Like it was a few minutes here, and then a couple minutes went by, and then there was another narration. It was very constant throughout this series, and I can easily see that being a problem for some people, as every single episode has this narration multiple times, and at times I feel like it does work, allow us for understanding the situation that the characters are in, but also at times it felt like it wanted us to fully understand the scene and try to give us a little bit too much. So at times I felt like the narration came off a bit strong, but at times it was a bit helpful. I really like the vibe of this show in Miami and on the beach and islands. It has a cool breezy vibe to it, despite having this case involving this arm and who it belonged to and murders here and there. It always maintained this beachy vibe to it with vibrant colors. I really like Bad Monkey. Apple TV Plus has some really great content. Honestly, my top 12 shows of this year, almost half of them are Apple TV Plus shows. They're constantly putting out solid content, and I'm always looking forward to watching some of their shows. Not every show has been the best on Apple TV Plus, but more than often, it is a really good show. So I highly recommend checking out Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn. He's really great in here. He allows for his character to be very quick with the conversations and a little bit too much detail, but he needs that to have this character be trustworthy and get into the situations. I like the supporting cast in here, the beachy vibe to it, and the case itself became really gripping as the series went along. So before I give you my score for Bad Monkey on Apple TV Plus, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button and get it all in one spot. I'm gonna go ahead and give Bad Monkey an A-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Bad Monkey, the new Apple TV Plus series starring Vince Vaughn. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.